What is going on, my YT Gizang? Y'all already know what time it is. This is your boy Rio, and if you are new, then welcome to the channel. Now today we got to take it up there to Cleveland because even though my boy Shedeur Sanders put on a very good performance for us last Friday, there's still a couple of people that's trying to dim his light a little bit, and we're gonna get all into that for sure. Now, if you guys do not watch First Things First, y'all should check it out. It's a very good show. My boy Nick and Chris had a whole conversation about Shedeur and his grand entrance for his preseason debut, in which they was talking about his beatbox or the speaker that he was walking in with, in which Chris, on one hand, he feel like it's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But when it come to Nick, he kind of feel like he's doing too much. And we're going to talk all about that right now. But before we get into that video, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 2.9K. So if you guys can help me out with that, I would gladly appreciate it. And make sure y'all get down in them comments below and let me know how y'all feeling about this whole situation. Let's take a look at the footage.
Quickly, let me say about Shedeur's entrance, which we showed earlier. I had no problem with it. And I like actually him coming in with the legendary chain. That's not my style, but I like him coming in with that because it just shows I'm gonna be me. Like that he's still confident. I would not like if he's walking in there with 15 guys in an entourage
felt
and
like
celebrating.
a Colorado entrance. His Colorado backpack.
Yeah.
It still felt.
I like him. It says, I'm still confident. I've taken all these hits. My team thinks I'm the fourth best quarterback on the roster, but I'm still confident enough to wear this chain and all that. So I like that.
The entrance, I thought, was bad optics. I thought, even though it was, to your point, either entirely or mostly his teammates, I thought the boombox and the staff was it was unnecessary ammunition. If there was any owner that went to his GM, like, hey, we had a 4th round pick. I'm reading all these good things about Shedeur Sanders. Why didn't we draft him? I would imagine that GM before the game sent the owner that video. He's like, this is, I can't explain it, but this is why. This is why, like, we didn't want it for a guy that wasn't going to be our star quarterback, that added whatever. We also said that this game was an audition for all 31 teams, theoretically, if the Browns don't move him up the depth chart. I don't think that helps him.
Now, when it comes to me, in my honest opinion, I really don't see nothing wrong with it. I really don't. I really feel like this is all a part of the entertainment. It's a part of the sport. You get what I'm saying? When I'm watching sports, I don't know if y'all feel this way, but when it comes to me, seeing stuff like that, seeing people walk in like that, it kind of get me hyped to get ready to watch the game. Maybe that's just me. Outside of that, man, I just really feel like, you know, when it comes to him talking about all the other teams possibly trying to pick Shedeur Sanders up, if the Cleveland Browns decide to go away with him, I don't think they care about that. I really don't. Some teams may, but not all of them. You get what I'm saying? They much rather deal with that than to deal with somebody that's out here wilding out, getting locked up, getting into trouble like that, in which we all know Shedeur Sanders is not that kind of guy. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And we all know the type of person he is. He's just like his dad, right? But just like his dad, he's able to go out there and entertain us, but go out there and back everything up by performing the way he performed last week. So as long as he doing that, I really don't see nothing wrong with it, man. So I kind of feel like when it comes to Nick, man, I understand where you're going with it, but I think you kind of dimming his light a little bit, man. So we gotta slow down on that. But on another note, man, there is somebody who's still out here speaking positive about my boy Shedeur Sanders, and that is none other than Jerry Jeudy. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Jack Carlo because he's the one who made this article about Jerry Jeudy sharing his true feelings on Shedeur Sanders when it comes to his debut. And this is what he said. The most talented wide receiver on the Cleveland Browns liked what he saw from the rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders in his NFL preseason debut last week. Jeudy, a former first-round pick of the Denver Broncos, was particularly impressed with Sanders' accuracy and his ability to navigate progressions. Shedeur got a great arc, very accurate, Jeudy told reporters Monday, per the Browns. He threw 2 great, accurate balls, and the last one, he went through all his progressions. It was his last read. For him as a young quarterback to be able to make those progressions, kudos to him. Now, I will say this, okay? I feel like that is a good thing coming from Jerry Jeudy, because if I'm not mistaken, I think at the beginning of the training camp, Jerry Jeudy came out and let it be known that Joe Flacco was his guy. He was the number one quarterback to him. He was the quarterback that he had the most chemistry with and had the closest relationship to. So looking at this and reading this, I don't know, man. He might kind of be interested in seeing what he can do with Shedeur Sanders. But at the end of the day, we ain't gonna never get to see that. And you want to know why? Because the Cleveland Browns are still holding back on my boy getting reps with the ones, in which I don't understand at this point. I don't think anybody does. But at the end of the day, they got to see what Dylan Gabriel can do. So maybe that's the reason why they're still holding back on him going out there with the ones and getting the reps he's supposed to get. Now, if y'all ask me, y'all already know how I feel about that whole situation, okay? Shedeur Sanders has definitely solidified himself as the number 2 guy when it comes to that QB roster. Because just like I said in my previous videos, when it comes to Kenny Pickett, he's out. He's hurt. So there's no way he's going to be able to showcase his skills when it comes to this preseason. We already saw him 2 years over there in Pittsburgh. We know what he's capable of, and we've seen what he can do. At the end of the day, I don't think that's enough to say that he is better than Shedeur Sanders at this moment. When you look at Dylan Gabriel, not even talking about the QB tracker, but listening to what everybody has been saying about him and how poorly he's been performing in practice. And when I say them and people, I'm talking about inside reporters who's actually out there watching him perform day to day, right? They have absolutely nothing good to say about him. So at that point, I really know that Shedeur Sanders has passed him. He surpassed Dylan Gabriel. But I know at the end of the day, we got to wait and see what he do out there in the preseason, which we don't know who's going to be the starter. I really don't think Dylan Gabriel is ready to go out there and go against the Philadelphia Eagles first team. I would much rather see Shedeur out there with them just to see what he could really do with a starting defense like that. But at the end of the day, we got to wait and see. Now, I'm not the only person who feel like this when it comes to this QB roster or this QB depth chart. And Shedeur Sanders solidifying himself as being the second guy on that roster right now. If you guys don't watch ESPN Cleveland, my boy Gerard Cherry, a former NFL safety, a 2-time, 3-time Super Bowl champion over there with the New England Patriots. He went on there and pretty much spoke how he felt about this whole QB situation. Let's take a look.
Gabriel was chosen for a reason. 3rd pick, round pick that is, over Shedeur. Now, again, proof is in the pudding, because since Shedeur has been here, I'm going to be fair about this. It's fair to say that Shedeur has outperformed him and Kenny Pickett. I will go that far and say that, and I don't think I'm being inaccurate in that statement, nor does it come from a place of being of mean-spiritedness. It's just being objective about what we've seen. And obviously, Shedeur, with his performance on Friday, that puts him even further ahead of Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel. But you're right, though. He does deserve a chance to be seen and see what he can do. And Kevin Stefanski does hold to the ideal. I have to believe, and we've seen it play itself out.
Yeah, like I said, man, at the end of the day, I think we need to really stay focused on what Shedeur Sanders is doing out there on the field, than to be focusing on what he's doing, making his way into the stadium. You get what I'm saying? But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. Do y'all feel like Nick got a point? Do y'all feel like he's doing too much or he's focusing on the wrong things? And when it comes to this whole QB situation, do y'all feel like my boy solidified himself as the number 2 quarterback for the Cleveland Browns right now? Get down in them comments below and let me know how y'all feeling about this whole situation. I got to get up out of here, y'all. I love you guys. I'm going to get at y'all on the next one. Yeti.